Hello and welcome. This is going to be kind of a ramble-me video as compared to a lot of our scripted content when we do videos like this. But I want to talk a little bit about open worlds. Open world games are something that I've said many times on this channel that I am tired of, that I am getting really worn out on. And I've been playing Genshin Impact. This is the game that we're looking at today. I think that I'm wrong. I don't think the open world itself is the reason why I've been so tired of them lately. I think it's the mission structure. Because Genshin, it does have very strict areas, like the domains, where you have to do puzzles and things like that. But Genshin, in a lot of ways, is scratching that Breath of the Wild itch for me, and I really liked Breath of the Wild. And so I wanted to reassess why I have a problem with open world games. And I think it really is the formula that a lot of them fall into, which is, you know, hey, you have this world and you have these areas you can explore, but there's no reason to explore them yet because the stuff that's there is story. Whereas Genshin, Breath of the Wild, and a few other, it's not just these two, a few other open world games do it a little bit differently. For instance, I'm in the middle of, that's events. I need to get my daily logins. I forgot about these. This is not when we should have been doing that. I thought that was the map. Map's down here. I'm in an like completely undisclosed area right now. I don't know what's going on here. So obviously in some open world games I wouldn't even be able to go here because I haven't done the story mission requisite to be able to unlock it. But in other open world games you can go here, you just can't interact with a bunch of things. The style of open world that I like is one where this whole world is open to me. I can go and I can do, and maybe the stuff there will be too difficult for me. Maybe I'll have to leave and come back. But I can just go. There's not a ton of markers on the map that are like, hey, go follow this quest. Hey, go check this out. Instead, I'm finding quests as I go. I'm finding enemies and encounters as I go. I'm finding cool stuff in the world and power-ups as I go. And the game is just letting me explore the world. And I think when it comes to open world games, that's my biggest issue. I used to think, again, before, that it was open world games on their own that was the problem. I don't think that. I think the real issue for me is when the open world doesn't let me spend time in the open world. A good example is like Red Dead Redemption 2 has a great open world. That open world is really fun. There's a lot to do in it. However, it's also bogged down by mission structure. It's bogged down by, hey, you need to be doing this stuff right now. Whereas, like, I have a quest right now to go back to Mondstadt and do some stuff there, but I don't have to do it. I can just go do what I want. I can level up. I can explore and find power-ups. And am I going to be overpowered for the story? Probably. That's the way it works in a lot of these games. But I'm so worn out, I guess is the phrase, on, hey, do this mission this exact way. Only play around in this world in the way that we intended for you to do so. Like, if you're going to give me an open world, make it a sandbox. Let me just go. Let me climb any rocks I want to climb. Let me run around. Like this village. I didn't even know this village was here. I just now found it. Can I read the sign? The name of this village. I cannot read the sign. There's a thing here. Hopkins. Talk to me, Hopkins. Would be nice if you were voiced, but that's fine. Okay. You trying to sell me a bottle of water? Okay, well, all right then. But like, I can just go and do. That's not a like specific encounter where I have to do specific things. As far as I know, I'm not that far into this game. This game is not the like poster child for great open worlds. I just want to use it as the example right now because it's the new one that I'm playing that made me think about it and made me want to reassess. Because I just recently finished Ghost of Tsushima, and I think that world is good in a lot of ways, but I also think that world is very formulaic. It's a lot of the same stuff that you're going to run into over and over again. Whereas here, and in other open world games, the way that I like an open world, you get to just go and do. I can climb this house, and if I'm at the right angle, I can get on top of it. Maybe if we come up here first. Stamina recharge. I'm not stuck to having to go inside. I can do things the way I want to do them. Wonder if we can jump into the chimney. Oh, no. Okay, good. It stops us. That probably would have been really bad. Oh, aha, I got it. And see, like, I didn't even know that was there. I found that because I was just exploring and having a good time. And that's kind of like what I want open worlds to be. I don't want to be pulling up the map all the time and going, okay, well, where is this power up? Where is this thing? I want to be able to just go and do. You made this really cool open world. Let me explore it, you know? And I know that's not for everybody. I know that's very much just a me thing. But I am really curious, and it's why I wanted to make this video, because I've been thinking about it a lot while playing Genshin Impact. Oh, this looks cool. What do you look for in an open world game? So many games decide they need to be open world, right? So many of them. They want to be open world because that's the cool thing to do, right? This guy's level 15. We might not be able to do this. We got to break through his barrier first, and we're not succeeding there. Oh, we're burning. We're burning. Yeah, we're not going to be able to beat this guy. Oh, boy. Yeah. Yeah, we're too low level for this right now. And this is a 1 of 3 rounds. We're going to have to come back to this. But, like, I found this on my own. You know, it wasn't like I didn't talk to an NPC and they go, okay, now go this way over here, and if you go there, then you'll be able to unlock this. I found this because I was just running around. I didn't have to pull up a map and have, you know, well, hey, there's a point of interest here. You should go check that out. It's just the world. Delivered to the city? That's cool. You have a keen interest in food? How do we know that? Okay, that makes sense. And I think that's what it really comes down to for me is I think that too many open world games rely on, well, we don't want to risk the player missing something. So everything will have a node on the map, and they can go to every individual spot on the map and be able to find everything that way. Whereas for me, I would rather risk missing something if it means I get to find everything on my own. If I really want to figure out where something is, I can look it up. Google exists, you know? And I think there's a really simple solution to that, which is just have an option to turn the map stuff off. But I also think that your game world needs to be designed in such a way that even with that stuff turned off, people will still find stuff. Breath of the Wild is the game that I come back to every time for an example of it. Where in Breath of the Wild, you can be exploring and having a great time, and then you come across a person and they go, hey, somewhere up on one of these mountains is a dragon. And then you go, okay, that's really crazy. There's a dragon up there? And so then you can either start exploring mountaintops trying to find the dragon, or you can wait until night when the NPC tells you the dragon comes out, and you can try and hunt it then when it would be out and about. And I think stuff like that really sets open worlds apart. So, for instance, like Red Dead Redemption 2, we brought that up earlier. We'll do this thing where it rolls a random event, and you will have somebody come by on a horse, or you'll have a prisoner come by. Instead of those being random events and can happen multiple times, I want an open world game where the world is seeded with encounters, and they're all individual and unique. And the player can miss them if the player doesn't go to them. It's on the player to make sure they find them. I think that is way cooler than just, hey, here's copy-paste encounter number 5. Do it again. Again, if you spent all that time to make a cool open world, let me live in it. Let me be in it, you know? Don't hold me by the hand and say I have to do things your way. Let me just go. Let me just do. Open world games are going to keep coming. People love open world games. So, like, I don't blame developers for making them. But more and more it seems to be the scripted open world as compared to the, hey, go have fun open world. And I just wish that it would be more of the second and less of the first, personally. Maybe you enjoy the scripted version more. Let me know in the comment section down below why. You know, let's talk about it. Let's have a discussion. I'm really interested in this topic because I think open world games are better when they're free. Not free as in they cost nothing to you to buy. I don't mind spending money on a game, obviously. But free as in, this is the cool world that you've presented to me. I'm going to explore it. I'm going to have a good time. Oh boy. Can we climb down this? Yeah, we sure can. Got it. Okay, how are we going to get those guys? Get this ore first. Encounters, that's the next thing I wanted to get on, actually, so it's really funny we found these guys. Encounters in open world games are another thing. Where, like, too often, the encounters feel scripted as well. Of, hey, you got to deal with these guys in this one way. No other option there. You got to, you know, tend to them the way that you would tend to everything else. Make sure that you put on your sniper rifle for this mission and use your sniper. Or, hey, you got to use poison for this mission. It's important. Whereas I want to be able to just play around with it. I want to be able to do crazy stuff. Let me drop in on them from above like that. Let me switch to my wind guy here and drop down on top of an encounter and immediately summon a tornado, you know? Stuff like that is way cooler to me than just, you know, hey, make sure that you script this one out right and follow the script exactly so you get the cool story thing. Like, no, just let me go. Let me fight the way I want to fight, you know? The biggest example recently is in Ghost of Tsushima, where you have the 4 different combat stances, and the enemies will have different weapons, and the game will prompt you to switch to the combat stance mid-combat. Where even if you want to use the combat stance that you have been using, you don't get to, because the game's like, hey, you really need to switch to the one that's made to fight these guys. It's like, just let me be. You gave me this cool world. I'm going to keep repeating myself. You gave me this cool world. Let me explore it. Please. Okay, can I freeze it, maybe? No. What about electricity? Fire? No, fire does nothing to the wind either. Oh! I think we can, the Earth Girl, right? The Earth Girl's shield can probably get through here. Already set up. And it could be I just don't have the tools right now to be able to tackle this. And if not, that's fine too.
As you wish.
I can come back and tackle it later. Her shield does not seem to be doing it. No. It is protecting me from damage, but it did not fix the problem. That's my biggest thing, though, is... And I know I keep repeating it again. This is a very rambly video, I'm sure. Let me be in the open world. I want cool open worlds that are, like, focused on the world itself, focused on the people in it, focused on the creatures in it. And then just let me go. Don't hold my hand. I don't need you to hold my hand. And I feel like a lot of games, like we said earlier, are made for the idea of, well, the player can't miss this. It's too important. Can't risk them missing this thing. But some of my favorite memories from older games are somebody telling me something and me going, what? No, you can't do that. MGS1 is a great example. Patrick's playing it right now, trying to beat it. And he struggled with a boss fight. And I was like, well, did you use the Nikita? And he was like, you can do that? And it's like, you know, hey, it's okay to have your open world be a puzzle that has multiple keys. You don't have to have your puzzle be just one way to solve anything. We got a new combat knowledge here. I wish that more games followed that philosophy in their open worlds instead of just, you know, hey, here's the bad guys. We're gonna follow this exact way to kill them and do it the way that you're told to.
No stone unturned.
You know, hey, here's the next mission. Ride to the mission, and then once you get there, talk to the NPC, then do the mission, and then ride to the next mission. Nah, just let me play around. Preferably, I haven't found any in this game, and I don't remember many in Breath of the Wild. Preferably, give me some cool mini games to do in the world too. Like, let me play old Zelda-style mini games of shooting galleries and stuff like that in the world. Let me just be able to find a casino in the world, like Dragon Quest style, and be able to play around with it, you know? Oh, I see one. Up there. And I know that I've just rambled for most of this video. I'm gonna stop. This is probably not the type of content most people like to see from me. I feel like most people prefer the scripted content or the regular gameplay stuff. The guides, things like that. But let me know if you want to see more just random rambly videos on topics like this, because I really thought that I understood how I felt about open worlds. I thought that I just hated them, and that Breath of the Wild was a weird exemption to that. But having started Genshin and played Genshin for a little while, I don't think that's the case. I think it's just that I only like one kind of open world. And it's the open world that just lets me be. That lets me explore the world as I wish, instead of holding my hand the whole time. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Again, if you love the more linear open worlds, let me know why. I'm really curious. And until next time, I've been Trey. This has been The Full Spectrum. Remember to always enjoy the full spectrum that open worlds to offer.